Today is Wednesday, April 18th, 2018. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our recap of Survivor Ghost Island, Week 8, Episode 9.
This episode is titled The Sea Slug Slugger. That was spoken by Dom as they returned back to camp after the immunity challenge. Previously on Survivor, Probst tells us that after the merge, the war erupted between Dom and Chris. But Angela and Desiree had another plan. Target Libby. Dom brought out his fake idol, then he brought out the legacy advantage, and now Chris is on the jury. Okay, no new story and previously on. It's night 22, we're back after that tribal council. Jenna turns to Libby and says, "Who voted for you?" Libby replies, "I don't know."
She'd probably like to know that too. And Dominic tells us he has respect for Chris, but he sure is glad to get him off his back.
Michael acknowledged his fake necklace. Told him, "I like that shell necklace."
Well,
do you think Dom was probably effective at that? The mere fact that he mentioned it suggests to me that he probably wasn't.
Yeah.
We know where he tells us that what you were just talking about, where he's not gloating, but he feels the need to backpedal because he was maybe a little too cocky at that tribal council. They didn't show us some of that.
Yeah, I think he's making the right choice, and from what they showed us, he seemed to have stepped back, like he said, and that he wasn't trying to call all the shots or anything for the next few days, trying to get the target off of him.
That's what his talking plan is.
I know.
Yep.
And that I'm saying I think he followed through with that.
Well, he was certainly happy to see everybody back at camp after that tribal council, and he's happy, too, that he's got an idol in his pocket.
Yep. Who isn't happy?
Day 23 there at Camp La Vita. The bats are soaring up above in the morning breeze, and Wendell's making a kitchen.
Yeah, I thought that was odd. What was he doing? He was hanging some rope or something.
Shelves. He was making shelves. He's making places to sit things on there where they cooked, so that it was easier to work in that environment. We've seen a few folks do that before.
Yeah.
Wendell tells us that his four are Dom, Laurel, and Donathan, but he's been sensing that Laurel was hesitant and elusive as of late, and he needed to make her more secure.
I'm not sure he did a very good job with that.
Well, he kind of opened with, Dom has an idol.
And I thought, wow, you don't have the right to tell her that.
Sure he does. Dom told him.
Yeah, but still. That's their alliance.
You shared the secret. The secret is out.
Well, but why didn't he say, Dom and I both have an idol? Why did he say Dom
that's
and
the
then tell about himself?
Well, that's the build.
I think that was a mistake because then she really didn't trust him. And it's like, no, I don't believe you because I think you would have told me before.
He's trying to walk her gently into the secure feeling that he wants to establish with this 100% strong top four.
And made her totally insecure.
Yeah, she's uneasy now.
It's like, you didn't tell me before tribal?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be your type 4 alliance?
100%.
Alliance, and you didn't
No,
tell.
1,000%.
You nor Dom told me that you had real idols.
Yeah, but we're 1,000%, so.
Well, then Laurel tells us they have too much power.
Yep, 4 people, 2 idols, and neither her nor Donathan have one, so there's an imbalance amongst the 4 for sure.
My new USB, Ms. Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe I could get her name right.
Yeah, since you chose her as your USB. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
I mean, I flipped back and forth. I put Chelsea, then I went back. Last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Last 15 minutes, I thought, and I ran back and changed it.
Yep. Changed
So-
it to the choice that I, too, had made.
which I didn't know, but yep, we both chose her. I'm surprised you did.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't think you were really thinking about her that seriously.
After all the talk.
Still didn't think you were
Okay.
that seriously.
I think you forgot the discussion.
I really
maybe,
kind of
more
wanted to
likely.
go with Dominic, but
Yeah, so you said many times. You just didn't have the guts to do it.
oh, shut up. I knew there was a whole lot of people that had Dominic 24.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I still kind of would have liked to have cheered for him, but I really didn't think that he'd be able to make it through. But I'm good if I'm wrong. No problem.
Time for the reward challenge. We're going to have 2 teams of 6. They're going to have to race out one at a time from a platform out on the water, across these uneven boards that are floating there on the water, come up to the slingshot, load it up, and then knock down one of these 6 big targets. Everybody has to take a turn.
And they have to stop. If they get one, they have to
Swap out.
swap out. That made it a lot tougher.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, I did too.
And of course, I always like the slingshot shooting challenges, so this one worked for me. Pretty good reward: tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and margaritas.
Guacamole.
Yeah. Okay, and one loser's going to have to go to Ghost Island. Okay, so who did end up on the teams? Was it the orange team?
The purple team was Wendell, Laurel, Angela, Donathan, Chelsea, and Libby. Orange team was Dominic, Michael, Kellen, Sebastian, Desi, and Jenna.
Looked like they might have an advantage there with Dominic, Sebastian, and Michael.
And yet,
Out of the
They
gate,
didn't.
Wendell was fast to get up there and take a shot. Dom was lagging behind, but they both got points for their team. Laurel came out after Wendell, and she got another point. Now it's 2-1 for purple. Sebastian missed multiple times. Couldn't get the hang of it. Kept going high. Donathan was actually kind of manhandled by the slingshot. So
he was,
he
wasn't
made
he?
his pitiful weak effort and then got out of the way. Michael
As
got
did
in there.
most of the other people.
Michael got in there and took a couple of shots, and he finally landed one. Angela missed. Chelsea missed. Kellen missed. Libby missed. Desiree misses, and then Wendell's back out. He's got another one. Now it's 4-2. Then Laurel came back out, and it was 4-2.
Well, the stars were obviously Wendell and Laurel and Dominic and Michael.
Yep.
The others were just kind of, putting in their time.
And Wendell finished it off for a 6-4 win. Purple wins the reward. They're going to the Taco Tiki or the Tiki Taco Bar.
Okay. And they choose to let the other side draw, which is safer, I think.
They couldn't unanimously decide on who to send.
I wouldn't even try.
Jenna ends up drawing the White Rock, and she's headed to Ghost Island.
And she's hoping maybe she'll win an advantage there. She's heard tales.
Libby's hopeful, too. She's wondering where that target, how that got on her back to begin with. She's hoping maybe taking part in this reward challenge, she'll have an opportunity to make some connections and bring an end to that kind of voting that has her name on it. Okay, over at Ghost Island on day 23, Jenna arrives. She's excited to play, but no game for you.
Nope, no game today.
Okay, so Ghost Island's a bust this week.
Well,
Moving on.
at least she gets to eat a little rice.
Yeah, but she was upset. She just really was more concerned about what she was missing out on socially.
Yep, I don't blame her.
Okay, we're at the Tiki Taco Hut now, and margaritas for everybody. Cheers.
Looked like a
drink.
lot of food.
Yeah, and Wendell's super happy to have some guacamole. Since you've been on a guacamole bent lately, huh?
Love it.
Was that
There's
guacamole dip at Trader Joe's?
It's a dip, but it's made with yogurt.
Okay.
And I love it. And it's made with yogurt. Come on. It's really good on a lot of different things.
Wendell tells us he's happy to be here with Laurel and Donathan, part of that top 4 that he's building.
Yeah, he threw that in again. So at that point I was thinking, wonder if that's a bad sign. He said that twice now.
So I thought Libby was going to be building bridges, but she ends up asking, why are people voting for me? That's not exactly the way
What
to make
am I doing wrong? What can I, do differently? What's wrong with me?
not making the connection that I thought she was going to be working on there. What did you think of Angela's response? Given that Angela's the one writing her name down.
I thought it was pretty good because she basically said, well, we thought you were in a power couple with Michael.
She started off with a straight up lie. I didn't see that coming. And then said, well, I think basically you got some stink on you. You got the power couple stink on you. Mm-hmm. Looks like you're partnered up with Michael.
Okay, she didn't exactly say it like that, but okay. But at least Libby had an answer, and that maybe she needed to back away from Michael. But, by that time it's really too late because I'm
a lot of little spoon, big spoon time has been invested at that point.
Yep, and I'm sure we were right. It was them that was spooning.
I think so, too.
And people pay attention to that.
In fact, some do. That certainly factored into how I was thinking things might go down this week.
The way Libby pulled Michael's arm over her in her sleep, I thought, oh, she's treating him like a blanket. So I'm sure she was just cold, and she took his arm and pull him over a little bit closer or something.
Okay, day 24, back at camp, Michael tells us that he is happy that Chris is gone, and he's there to solidify his end game.
And it's every man for himself.
He's having a conversation with Angela, and he tells her that Wendell and Dom are too strong of a pair.
Well, and the interesting thing out of that for me was that he said that Chelsea and Kellen were the two that didn't want to tell Angela and Desi about the vote. Mm-hmm. That they weren't trusting them.
I like, too, that Angela, before we learned to that part, she made a smart move in asking Michael, well, who of those two would we go after first? So she basically gets some more ammunition against Michael by asking him that question. Michael replies, oh, we got to go after Wendell. Dom's not the threat.
That's
Wendell
right.
is.
Dominic's no threat now.
Without Dom, without Wendell, Dom's nothing. So
nobody knows except, now Laurel knows too. And
you almost made it through a whole podcast.
I had it written, Lauren. I copied it from somewhere. I noticed it, and it was typed. And I don't know if I copied that from somewhere, but it said Lauren, and that's why I started calling her Lauren. I looked back when I went to do the how many people chose each person for their USB, and on the very first one at the beginning of the season, it said Lauren, and I thought, that's why I've been saying Lauren all this time.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
All right, so Angela decides she's going to make something out of this. So she's got Michael calling out Wendell and Dominic, so it's time to focus on throwing Michael under the bus. She's got enough ammunition to get started.
Well, and I liked it that she went to Kellen and Chelsea, too, and said, this is what he said. You didn't want to tell me, and confronted them about that. Mm-hmm.
She also told us that she's going to leverage some of the PsyOps training, the psychological operations training that she got in the armed forces here, to get people turned against each other and bickering against one another.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot more of the military Angela today.
Yes and no. Free to play my own game, she told us, now that Chris is gone. How did he keep that from being the case? That was your choice all along, Angela. So if you didn't feel free, that's truly on you. Don't want to lay that off on someone else. Yeah, so Angela stirs the pot. She gets them all going to the point where Wendell has decided, well, it looks like maybe we do have another common, easy vote here.
Well,
we'll target Michael.
Wendell was like, but I like that kid. Mm-hmm. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Okay, day 25, full 3-day cycle with this episode. I noticed Sebastian and several of the women have pigtail hair buns as they come into the immunity challenge. Did you notice that? Mm-mm. So Sebastian had it, Chelsea, Libby, Angela, Kellen, who else? Jenna. They all had little pigtail hair buns, or I don't know what to call it, but they had one on each side.
Okay.
Including Sebastian.
Well, I guess they spent the earlier part of the day doing their hair.
Getting their hair ready for the immunity challenge, yes. And it's an age-old favorite in Survivor, the Gross Food Challenge. Mm. We're treated to screams on the soundtrack as they came in.
Favorite.
But it's classic.
It is classic and
Favorite
doesn't make it
from the
favorite.
beginning, from the very first episode.
And we didn't see anybody throw up, but surely somebody did.
So they start off in groups of 6. The first 3 to finish get to move on. In this one, they got to eat fish eyes.
Ugh.
Michael, Desiree, and Laurel. Wendell, he just like touched his and then didn't even try.
Yeah. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah.
He obviously has a very weak stomach and just knew he couldn't compete in that.
I don't know. Was it a weak stomach or a weak mind? Because he touched it and just repelled from it.
Either way, ended up at the same place. Wouldn't even try.
Okay, and then Angela, Sebastian, and Dominic join them for the next round. This one's beetle larvae, or the grubs, the infamous grubs.
This is where I felt like Angela really put some of her training. She said, yes, I could do anything.
Okay.
She was...
First 3 to get all 3 of the grubs down, move on. We end up with Michael, Sebastian, and Angela. And I was definitely surprised that Angela kept moving on here.
Yeah, me too.
Angela even cracked her knuckles to get ready.
And I would have thought Dominic would have gotten in there, but nope.
Nope. Okay, and then the next round is these big old honking sea slugs. But not so big that Angela couldn't swallow the first one whole. She just couldn't get the second one down.
Man, I don't know how she did that. Probably because the first one was still blocking her esophagus. It was too big to go down. It's going to have to break down in her esophagus.
Definite hidden talents coming to light here in this round. But yeah, she couldn't make that work for the second one, so she had to crack it into at least 2 pieces and work on it. And she ends up...
well, it seems like Sebastian kind of gave up a little bit. Like he was like, I can't get the rest of this down. That just isn't going to happen.
Right. So she ends up beating Sebastian. So it's a showdown between Michael and Angela at the end. These big old globs of the mother of pearl meat. Yeah. And so Angela did dances and wiggles and...
She was a beast.
Jumping jacks, and she managed to get it all down before Michael could gag his down. And one individual immunity, I don't think any of us would have predicted that Angela would win individual immunity in this season. Most of us had her going home first.
She's so small. How could she put that much in her stomach? That alone should have not gone down.
I like that she went in for a nice sloppy mother of pearl sea slug kiss for Jenna after she won. Michael goes back just to make a point and finishes his mother of pearl meat there.
That's right. You never get to eat it again.
The logic there certainly escaped me. I wasn't sure, but okay.
And he
Make it a little TV moment.
He doesn't think he'll get asked back. It's basically what he's saying. This will be my only time on Survivor.
Well, he said that explicitly. Yeah, there was no roundabout to it. All right, so Michael tells us that we got to go for this Wendell blindside. This plan's in the works, and he has to go in his confessional there after the immunity challenge. Okay, Levita, day 25. This is when we get the title. Dom says it when they get back to camp after that.
And Angela tells us, man, this is an easy vote. I had a plan to stir the pot, and it worked.
Yep, she beat Michael there at the end. That was an important showdown, and now she can get on with the getting on. She tells us she has the power now. I didn't believe that for a second.
Or has some power now.
Well, she says, I have the power now, yeah.
And so Kellen, Chelsea, and Desi tell Laurel that they're going to split the vote.
Laurel and Donathan.
Well, they told Laurel first, though, right?
Donathan was right there with them.
Oh, I didn't see him, I don't think.
Yeah.
Anyway, to do a 5 Michael and 4 on Libby, if they'll all stick with the plan. So I wasn't sure what anybody was doing. They do a good job of we could do this and we could do that. Can you imagine what an afternoon of doing that is really like out there?
But it's exhausting, yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Michael picks up on a potential opportunity right away when he hears that information, though. Says if they split the vote, then the Malolo 5 can vote out whoever we want if we can stay together.
That's right. Well,
Donathan asks who? Michael says Wendell. He is fixated on getting rid of Wendell.
Well, if he'd have
The right
chosen
answer is
somebody else,
whoever
who
you
would
want.
you like?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yep.
What do you want?
Yeah.
I'm good with whoever you want. So, yeah, I agree. But
And Laurel tells us that absolutely taking Wendell out would be a big move. So she's contemplating it.
there's only 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
There would have been 5 votes for Michael and 5 for Wendell at that point, and 4 for Libby. So there would be a tie.
You just
Oh, wait a
described
minute.
14 votes, which are not
okay.
there.
I'm counting on the 5-4 split.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of those folks wouldn't be voting that way.
Right.
Okay, never mind. My 4-hour sleep has worn off, I guess. Okay. What else you got?
Donathan's worried, though. He knows tonight's going to be a dangerous vote, but he really wants to go one more time with Malolo together. He's got a gut feeling.
Laurel didn't look so sure about that, though,
No,
did she?
no, she didn't. I think we'll soon find out that things took a turn.
I don't think she's opposed to voting off Wendell.
Well, she said she wasn't.
I just don't.
She just doesn't know when.
The timing was off for her, I think. So Dominic tells Libby that it's Michael. We're voting Michael.
And you're safe tonight. You're off tonight, he tells
Yeah.
her, like it's a gift.
And Libby's lamenting having to vote for Michael. And then Donathan walks up and says, "Oh, no, they're splitting the vote between you and Michael." I thought, oh, it's a lot easier to vote for Michael now, isn't it? So,
Or potentially do something else, is what I thought.
Anything else.
That could have been potentially the impetus that she needed to stay together with Malolo. And Libby tells us she's got no clue who to believe at this point. She's kind of lost.
Well, and when Kellen was talking, she was telling, I think it was Dominic, that the only people she wasn't sure about was Laurel and Donathan.
Said she can't read them. Yep.
Interesting.
Wendell tells us that he's hoping not to play the idol tonight. Hey, we've heard this story somewhere before.
Yeah.
And but he tells us he's going to be listening for cues. He's just hoping that he can make it through without needing to play it.
And that, they'd find out that night which way Laurel and Donathan were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think they're still voting in blocks. Doesn't necessarily mean a forever more.
Well, actually,
loyalty.
It is just the opposite of that.
I don't think so.
Its original tribal boundaries is what they've been doing and what they continue to do. Okay. Tribal Council, night 25. Chris actually acted normal in the jury. He wasn't mugging, trying to get camera time that I saw. So that surprised me.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a non-event.
And Angela tells us she was sick of being on the bottom and out of the conversation.
And she's taking control now.
Yep. And
these are the kind of things you don't necessarily need to be saying about yourself.
You're basically
telling them why they should vote you out. This is your story. You don't want to show your cards this soon, Angela.
Well, but Sebastian tells her it was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Because she beat him for sure.
An entrepreneur of seafood, he tells us. I don't think he knows what that word means either.
And Donathan tells us, oh, it's not Malolo and Navidi anymore.
It's just La Vita. Desiree acknowledges Prope's question that, yes, indeed, there are big moves in play. The potential exists.
Well,
I thought they all did a really good job of being non-committal on these answers.
Yeah, they were very non-committal, almost to the point of boring.
Not saying anything.
But she did say that if you're not at least considering big moves, then you're not playing the game. And
Dominic takes the bait when Probst throws him a soft one right down the middle and acknowledges, yes, this new tribal format is amazing. It'll allow you to turn on a friend now and win their vote back. So I'm sure he made some Probst points with that one.
Wendell says, and even though a big dog is gone, another emerges.
Yep, more can follow. And he acknowledges Probst's question that, yes, a savvy coat tailer can make it all the way to the end at this point. Michael tells us it's all about what happens tonight.
And
yes,
he thinks the people are too comfortable.
Yeah. So he had a pretty good inkling how things were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what he's telling us right here.
Yep. I think you guys are too comfortable, and I'm about to shake that up just a little bit.
Laurel acknowledges that, yes, indeed, Naviti is still strong, and they're voting that way.
and that you need to be aware. Are you at the bottom of your alliance? If you are, better be thinking.
And Chelsea says, if you're an idiot if you're staying at the bottom. That was funny.
And Kellen continues, that's her big thing. It's time to draw a line in the sand. She said it last episode, this episode, multiple times.
Yeah, I think she did good in basically saying the opposite of what she was really doing. She said purple and orange makes no sense. And, of course, she's sticking with purple. So she's doing the exact opposite of what she's sharing.
And before the vote, Michael tells them, better think about the moves you have available now.
Because it could blow up in your face later.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's time to vote.
Were you surprised that Michael played his idol?
Not at all. I would have been shocked if he hadn't.
Okay. What about Wendell and Dom? They didn't play theirs.
I was surprised that Wendell didn't.
Yeah, I kind of thought there was some evidence that suggested that he should be thinking about it. It seems pretty heavy in that direction with what they chose to show us.
That's true. Yeah. Obviously, he wasn't that concerned. So both Dom and Wendell still have an idol, and Kellen still has her extra vote.
Yep, she's got that advantage, and now Michael plays his. And man, was that smart to play. How many votes did he get? Was it 6 or 7?
7.
7
out of 12.
Wendell did get 1. That was Michael's vote. And then Libby actually got 4 votes. They didn't show the last one. Who voted for Libby?
I think it was Laurel, Chelsea.
Laurel. That's the important one to acknowledge.
And Kellen.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
so
Laurel voted
core
with that
group of women. Yeah. The shot callers there.
I don't think Laurel ever had any real connection to Libby.
Well, to hear Dom tell it, no one did.
Yeah, exactly. So
that there's a cold indifference there that we heard about from the beginning. Probst tells us it's a roller coaster ride and it's not over yet.
So nobody believed Michael had an idol, did they?
No.
I mean, they did the split just because they had the numbers.
He kept a secret this time, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, last time he didn't.
Unlike Wendell and Dominic.
Yeah.
At least Michael kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he told...
It worked to his advantage, so...
Maybe he told Libby, but I don't think so.
I'd say he broke the curse. What do you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Played the magic stick.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if they, just for a second there, thought, oh, it's Ozzy's stick, but it wasn't real, it was fake.
What struck me as odd was Michael said, well, and I get it, he was trying to honor Ozzy. He said, I'm playing this for Ozzy. It's like, you better say you're playing it for yourself or you're going to goof up and go out just trying to...
In honor of Ozzy.
Yeah, have your little moment here. So what did you think overall about the episode?
Oh, I thought it was great. And I got a point. Bonus.
Yeah, so you got full points.
I did.
I had, who did I have? I had Chelsea going, so I got my safe points, but I didn't get the vote out. I thought there was going to be some kind of backfire. I imagined, as usual, when you imagine it's a little too complex, it's not going to go that way.
Yeah, you went off on a tangent somewhere that...
No, I knew that those two were spooning, and we knew that Michael had a history of playing his idol for someone else because he had played it before for Stephanie. So I thought there was a good chance he would play it for Stephanie, and then they would then target someone... Sorry, play it for Libby.
Uh-huh.
And then they would choose to target someone unexpected. And I thought out of that group, they might have a good sense that Chelsea would make a good target. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whatever. That was the logic. It did not pan out that way. But Michael did indeed save himself. So good on him.
Next on.
Tells us there is hope for Malolo.
Desi said that she wants one of the Navidi to go home.
She's ready to take out Navidi. Yes. But Laurel uses this, much like Angela. She goes to Dom and says, hey, Des has turned on you. And Kellen is confused. She tells us she's trying to figure out the truth.
Yeah, who's telling the truth?
Des is having a discussion with Dom and Laurel at one point, too.
And then she says just the opposite. Oh, no, Malolo is definitely going home.
This is going to blow up on Des and Laurel, I think. This may not end well for either one of them.
Yep.
It could be bad news.
I would think it would be worse for Desi, but, it could also be a red herring.
Worse for Laurel. She's the one.
Because Laurel told the truth about what somebody supposedly in their alliance,
Yeah, but she's not
is coming
in.
after him.
She's not in.
She's in with Dom. That's who she told. Dominic is her type 4. Why wouldn't she tell him that Desi's trying to come after one of the...
Yep, but she's not
people.
Naviti. Yeah, he may be open to it. We'll see.
Who's not Naviti?
Laurel.
Yes, but she's in an alliance with Dom. Why wouldn't she tell him?
And more significantly with Wendell.
Yes.
Wendell was the connection in there.
So why wouldn't she put a direct target on anybody else's back?
Mm-hmm.
I think she did exactly the right thing.
So I think that's got to be one of the questions to ponder this week is how is that going to play out? Since she's original Malolo and there's still strong divisions between the original Naviti versus Malolo tribes going on here, who are they going to believe, Laurel or Desi? Because Desi's going to say, I didn't do that. I never said that.
Yeah, but you had several other people sitting there that can vouch. Jenna and I don't remember who all.
Malolo?
Maybe Michael.
Malolo? They're all Malolo.
Well, Desi's wasn't. But anyway.
She's the one saying it, yeah. She's
I know, but there were only
what I'm saying is she's
4
got
people.
the leverage of being the original Naviti.
There was some. Oh, Donathan wasn't there, I think. Anyway, I think it might bite her.
Desiree, that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you think Desiree may be in jeopardy of
Yeah.
going because of that. Okay. It seems very likely and possible. How about a JSFL update?
2 people lost their USB.
Only 2.
Only 2 for Libby.
And she doubled the number that
That's right.
had her support this
I'll read
week.
that in a minute.
Oh, that hurts. It's like you make the change and they're gone.
Bam.
Yes, that hurts.
First out of the gate.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 people are still tied in first in JSFL with 39 points. 36 people lost a safe point. And congratulations to 161 people gained a vote-off point.
Got Libby going. Good job.
The side challengers with 36 points, Brandon is still in the lead. 35 points, we have Cold Mike, Jeremiah, and Jay Kindred. With 34 points, we have James and Shannon and Jonathan. And with 33 points, we have Randy and Stacy. With 31 points, Kitty Cat and Parker.
And you said they both had big weeks.
Yeah, they both got the full 5 points.
Good job, Kitty Cat and Parker.
So they're coming up.
Well, they're not
They're coming
coming up.
after you. They're catching you.
They're closing the gap. Let's just say it
Yeah,
like
all
that.
right.
It's still a wide gap.
They got the extra point.
Yes.
You didn't.
Yeah.
So they're gaining on
All
it.
right. How about an update on USBs?
Okay, before the merge, Wendell had 76. Now he has 95 people
Yeah.
choosing him as the winner.
Pro Wendell.
And with before the merge, Laurel had 21 who chose her. Now she has 43 of
She
us.
doubled support.
Yes. Kellen had 26 people previously and now has 40.
So not quite double for her, but a big bump.
Michael had 12 and now has 31.
Oh, nice. More than double for him.
Yeah. Dominic had 23. Now he has 31 as well.
Okay.
Angela had 17 and now has 11. So she went down.
Are you wondering after you jumped ship on Angela and you saw her perform so strongly this week?
Okay.
Might be some buyer's remorse there. USB
Okay.
remorse.
You may stop talking now. Previously, Desiree had 11. Now she has 8. Donathan had 6. Now he has 8. Chelsea had 5. Now she has 8. Jenna stayed the same with 6. Sebastian stayed the same with 6. And Libby doubled hers from 1 to 2.
And then promptly
And-
exited the scene.
Yep. Second person on the jury.
Okay, so not as exciting as the merge episode, but definitely some big developments here. We're looking forward to hearing what you thought about this episode and predictions you may have for what we can expect next. The voicemail number is 206-350-1547. There's a toll-free version, 844-643-8737. The email, Joanne and Stacy Show at gmail.com. So if you don't want to call in the voicemail line or record your own audio and send it in an email, you can always write it up, and either Joanne or I will read it into the show on your behalf. That's the listener feedback show where we hand the reins over to you, the super fans, to get your thoughts on this episode, how the season's progressing. What did you think about the developments with this week's episode? Anxious to hear that. That's due noon Pacific time on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Anything else you want to add?
Who do you think's going home next?
I'm worried for Laurel. I just got a bad feeling when I saw that go down. With Desiree shared that she wants to go after Naviti, Laurel shared that information about Desiree. I'm worried that could backfire on her. So my first instinct was, whoa, Laurel's in trouble. I'm not sure that she can pull this off.
Yeah.
And she lost her shield. The big shield for her was Libby, because Libby had been the target up until now. So
But
I think
Michael's still there.
I think she's exposed. I think there's a decent chance Michael could find another idol. They could end up hiding another one.
Even though there's 2 in play. I wouldn't think they would if there's 2 in play, but if he got sent to Ghost Island, he might find something. But
Yeah, it seems unlikely they're going to send him.
I don't feel as concerned about Laurel as you do.
Okay. Yet you were asking me who.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
right now my mind's
Well, that's
thinking
why
that
I've
Laurel's
wondered.
in jeopardy. She could very likely go next.
Yeah, I wondered about that, but they may stay true to their target and go after Michael again. He'd be an easy vote.
As long as he doesn't win immunity or, find
That's
another
true.
find another idol. Yep. Because he came awfully close this time.
He did.
But so far, the winners are the women. First Kellen, now Angela. All right, looking forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.